Hello, welcome back to Tips and Time Savers. I'm Danny Rocks, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to apply animation effects to SmartArt diagrams in PowerPoint. SmartArt diagrams are introduced in Office 2007. With a SmartArt diagram, we're able to transform ordinary bullet points into business intelligence diagrams. Here's a template that I downloaded from the Microsoft website. It's a SmartArt diagram. It describes the rollout of a process over the course of a year. What I want to do as I'm presenting this in PowerPoint is I want to apply animation. So rather than having all four phases appear when this slide appears, I want to roll out each of the phases. So I want to make sure that I select the SmartArt diagram first, and if the bullet points appear, just close that. Next, come up to the Animations tab of the ribbon, and then come over and click Custom Animation. So here I have the Custom Animation task pane. I changed the size and moved it closer to my work area. What I want to do first is apply an effect that will govern the entrance of each of the phases. So I want to come down, I'm going to use the wipe effect. And now in order to animate this, what I have to do, because this is not easily seen, is I want to click this drop down arrow and then select Effect Options. With the Effect Options, notice that there are three tabs: Effect, Timing, and SmartArt Animation. By default, the selection is to animate the entire SmartArt diagram as one object. So when we have that selected, let's see this in Show View. So go Shift F5 to see the PowerPoint for the current slide. So that's not what I want. I want to apply a different effect. Once again, come down here, choose Effect Options. And notice over on the SmartArt Animation tab that we have two additional effects: by level at once and by level one by one. Let's examine each of these. By level at once. Now remember, we have bullet points. So the level 1 bullet point is the month. The level 2 is the phase. So let's see how this works. And again, let's use our Shift function 5 to run this in slideshow view. I'm going to click my keyboard. Here's level 1 of our SmartArt, level 1 of the bullet point. There's level 2. That's really not what I want. So let's see the third option. Effect Options, SmartArt Animation, and this time let's take a look at by level one by one. Click OK. Use our Shift function 5 to see this slide in slideshow view. I'm using my keyboard rather than the mouse here. So you see, now this is getting close to what I'm looking for. So I can envision myself presenting this to my audience and first giving them the big picture of the timeline and then going into the detail for each of the phases. Now, there was one thing that I noticed, that when the SmartArt diagrams appeared, they came up from the bottom. Well, a process is going across a timeline, so it makes sense to change the direction from left to right. Now notice that in addition to the dialog box, we can control many of the options over here. So in this case, I'll change it to fast rather than very fast as the speed for when they're introduced. But I'm going to go back into the dialog box to make one additional change. What I want to do over here in the timing is that now I'm envisioning that I'm going to have this as part of an automatic slide presentation, something that I can mail out. So in this case, what I want is I want to have an automatic delay and then have the slides introduced, or have the SmartArt diagram introduced. So I created the effect of, rather than on mouse click, that after previous, and then delay it by a half a second, and the speed of having it appear will be fast. So now let's use our Shift function 5, and there's our first effect. A half a second later, you see how each of the level 1 elements, the months, come in, followed by automatically the phases. So here, this would be great using this with the script or having it as a slide presentation that I could email. So there you've seen how powerful SmartArt is. You've seen how animating your SmartArt diagrams gives you great flexibility, gives you the ability to engage with your audience. And this is but one of the 50 best tips that I present on my DVD. and I'll see you in the next lesson.